Hi, thanks for coming back to Real Estate Insiders TV. I'm Danny Poulos with the elite lending team at Femby Mortgage, and our guest is Marlene Bernasconi. She's a commercial broker and specialist with Keller Williams in Coral Gables. It's going to be fun for me for this segment because she's going to be talking about something I know absolutely nothing about, and that's the Panama Canal expansion. So you'll all be learning with me. So Marlene, take a minute. Tell people what you do and how long you've been doing it, and then we'll get right into this topic.
Hi, my name is Marlene, and I have been a commercial broker for about 15 years, and I'm currently with Keller Williams, and I'm very excited to bring the news about the Panama Canal expansion and how it's going to affect South Florida.
All right, let's get into it. What is the Panama Canal expansion?
Okay, well, as you know, the canal is the main port where the ships go through, and right now they have been working on an expansion for the past few years, which is called the Panamax, actually.
Panamax?
Panamax. It's after the Panama Canal. And it's also called the third set of locks. They're basically building a new lane where bigger ships can go through. It's going to be very deep, and it's going to double the amount of cargo that goes through the canal right now.
So we're limited now by the size of the canal. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely. 3 times the ships that go through right now will be going through after the expansion is completed.
Right. So the point is not just more traffic; it's because it's going to be able to accommodate larger ships,
which now are basically going to the California ports because they have no way to get around it, and it takes a long time to get through, especially when they're going to Asia or Latin America.
Right. So if they're going to a California port and it's a product that needs to get to New York or Florida.
We'll get to the timeline in a little bit, okay. But yeah, it's going to be a fantastic thing.
So this is in the process of being constructed now.
Correct.
When do they expect it will be functional, operational?
They expect it to be operational by mid next year. Now, this project has been in the works for a while, and there have been delays. And as a matter of fact, even this morning it came out on the news that they have some issues, of delays. But they're still targeting everything to be up and running by mid to the end of 2015.
And when did they start working on this?
Oh, they started about 6 years ago, actually.
I could see just digging in.
Yes, well, it's a massive project.
I can imagine. All right, so that's what's going on in Panama. How's that going to affect us here?
It's going to affect us greatly, Danny, because the current size of the vessels going through the canal right now is 4,400 TEUs. The TEUs is the 20-foot equivalent units. It's a standard of measure in the industry, and it came out of the 20 by 8 foot containers, the metal containers. Okay, so imagine from 4,400, they're going to be able to go to 12,500 TEUs by the time the canal is completely functional.
One vessel.
In one vessel, yes. So, I mean, as you can imagine, the cargo going through is going to be tremendous. It's going to be faster. It's going to be, less damage to the environment because there's going to be less ships. One of the other things that is interesting is that the Panama Canal right now only handles about 20% of China's cargo. Okay. Most of the cargo goes, like I said, to California. So after this happens, they anticipate a major increase in China going through the canal and coming to the port of Miami, en route to Asia and to Latin America. So that's going to take, it used to take, for example, it will take about 12 days for the ship to go from China to the West Coast.
Right.
And then it's got to get on the rail, and it takes another 6 days to get from the West Coast to the East Coast for distribution. So we're talking about 18 days in transit. That time is going to be cut in half, and the shipping costs are going to be lowered dramatically. So that's going to benefit not only China, but everybody else that is receiving that cargo as well.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's not just a time in shipping, but loading, unloading. I mean,
exactly.
Setting it up for rail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with this expansion, the increase in efficiency is the overall movement of goods is going to increase. The freight costs are going to decrease dramatically, and it's going to create new routes between the trading nations. So it's very exciting.
How about, so I guess instead they'll be coming into Miami, will be one of the ports.
Mm-hmm.
Can Miami accommodate those same size vessels that they're talking about?
Absolutely. Miami can accommodate those ships. They have been preparing the port for that, including the building of the new tunnel that they have going on in Miami Beach, which should be done, by the end of the year. All that is in preparation to support the influx of cargo that's going to be coming in and being distributed from Miami. And not only that, but the other major ports like New York, they're also doing some upgrades.
Right.
The Bayonne port, and they have been working on raising their bridge so that they can accommodate those ships. Also, regarding Homeland Security, that's going to give them a little bit of a relief because when they come to Miami, they're going to pass through all the inspections. And so when they leave Miami on truck or by rail, it's not going to be inspected as, thoroughly as they would when they're just coming straight to New York.
So, well, how will that, or will it, and how will it affect our commercial market in Miami?
Wow, well, we're really excited about it because it's going to really, Miami, Florida, it's going to be a major hub for these ships. And as a result of it, you can see how that's going to affect the commercial business here when it comes to warehousing, distribution centers, trucking businesses. I mean, there's going to be a major increase in all these properties that are going to be, in high demand to accommodate all this cargo.
I think these are ships they never would have seen in Miami, right?
Exactly.
They'd be going into California, and then then the goods would be getting wherever they need to go.
Exactly.
Now we're talking about getting to Miami and heading up the coast from there.
Heading up the coast, and not only to the United States, but going to Asia, to Europe, to Latin America. I mean, it's going to really open up a lot of different routes for the Chinese, which are, one of the major exporters.
Wow. I mean, and I expect it's going to also affect New York, as you said. So, is it, I guess, residential market's going to be affected too? We're talking about a lot of people going to work and a lot of new jobs, right?
Of course. That's going to create jobs. It's going to create, demand for housing, for retail, because people are going to be opening more businesses. There's going to be more warehousing. There's going to be, the workforce has to, accommodate that as well. So it's definitely going to affect the residential as well as the commercial market. And just to mention something, the Chinese market spent about $2.9 billion in New York last year, which was a 900% increase from 2012. So imagine when, Miami is the port of preference for China. This is going to create, an influx of people coming in here to live. That's why you see so many cranes in Miami and so many pre-construction projects. And you're thinking, why are they building all these homes? When a few years ago, they were just sitting there.
That's right.
But, most of these pre-construction projects are between, they have to put down between 50 and 80% down before construction begins. So, this pre-construction is being fueled by foreign money, and including the Chinese. Absolutely.
Well, it's to their advantage. This is their product and distribution systems coming in here, correct?
They're going to be setting shop here. And with the EB-5 visas as well, that's going to allow the Chinese to come here, set up their businesses, it takes about 10 to 12 years for a Chinese to get a visa to come to the U.S.
Right.
With the EB-5, all you have to do...
That's sort of a fast track.
$500,000 in a business that will employ, 10 people, and there you go. You can bring your whole family and have a visa to live in the U.S.
Wow.
So that's fantastic.
It's not going to affect traffic at all, is it, down there?
Well, let's not go there.
What's the plan?
Well, that's why they've been, look at 826 and all the major road constructions that they're doing. They're getting ready. Miami is getting ready for what's coming. So...
Well, we got ships coming in, but just more trucks.
People, ships, and trucks, and traffic. Yes, it's Miami. What can I tell you?
So how is the market preparing for?
Well, they're preparing by building. They're building residences for these people. There's been a lot of land being purchased. So investors who really want to, get ahead of the game need to be buying some land, some industrial properties, retail centers. Pretty much every real estate product is going to benefit from this. And they're going to be seeing some strong, return on investments for sure.
So we're talking about investors. Rather forget the foreign investors for now. We know they're coming and what they're building. But there's people here that need to be aware of this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Knowing what's coming, right?
Absolutely. And it's like having a crystal ball. Wouldn't you love to know what is happening in a few, years? We have it now. We know what's coming. We know that it's going to happen, and we can prepare for it by purchasing properties now that the prices are still low. And, everything is going to become very, very expensive.
Have they really thought about or analyzed how far up the coast it's going to affect us? Is it going to make a difference in our Broward markets and our Palm Beach markets?
Oh, absolutely, because it includes the Fort Lauderdale ports and the airports as well. You have to also keep in mind the airports are going to be part of this growth as well. So yes, a lot of the traffic is going to be going to the Fort Lauderdale ports to handle the big ships coming to the Miami port.
Right, and I guess not only people coming in because of the expansion, but there's people that are going to be moving out of those areas because of the expansion too.
Exactly.
I mean, this is all.
It's very
I didn't know anything about all this, so it's so great to hear about it.
It's a lot of people don't realize what is happening, but we're getting the word out, and we're getting investors interested and informed, so they can move quickly and capitalize on it.
Marlene, take a minute, tell people how they can reach you to get more information about this and the opportunities that are out there.
Absolutely. We're running a series of seminars explaining in more details the expansion and how it's going to affect the investments in Miami. And if you would like more information, please give me a call at 786-355-3221, or you can reach me by email at realtor.marlene@gmail.com.
Excellent. So glad you came in today, and we learned a lot.